Dr. Mel again, and now we're going to continue with the vectors, the speed, the velocity. And in this lesson, we'll be using the ticker timer. It's an apparatus that makes it very easy to understand how I can calculate velocity and even acceleration. So let's see what you did in the previous lesson. We calculated the total distance. The total distance will always be the actual path. So the actual path be, I walked there, I came back, it was 5 steps, it was 3 steps. So the actual path has been 8 steps. Remember, that's different to displacement. If I walked 5 steps there and 3 steps back, my actual displacement was only from this point here to that point there, which is 2 steps. Remember, displacement and distance is different. The one is a scalar, yes, distance, and the other a vector, displacement. So we can also calculate the average or the instantaneous velocity. So remember, velocity was the total displacement per total time. I need to know the total displacement divided by the total time, and I'll get the average. Exactly how you worked out your average on your school card. On the other side, we can also work out the instantaneous velocity at that specific point. So somebody will run from there to there, and we can work out the average. But we can also work out instantaneous. It is exactly on that point. An instant, that point, what was the velocity? And that will actually be the value of the average, because that will be right in the middle. But we'll get to that when we explain the ticker tape just now. So, instantaneous velocity is at a specific time and a specific moment. And when the instantaneous speed is at a specific time, it also is the instantaneous velocity, because it's at a very, very small time span. So it equals the velocity and speed because it's a very, very specific time. It has to be in the same direction. Remember, displacement is a vector. So we can't work in 2 or 3 different directions. We have to be moving in one specific direction. So let's get to the experiment that we are going to do. This is the ticker timer apparatus. It is a power output, which makes it work with electricity. And here you've got a little pin. So as soon as I switch it on, you'll have this pin. It's like a vibrating sound. You will hear that just now. And through that, we will pull a piece of tape. It's white paper, and it will move. And if you see this, after it's been through this ticker, it actually has small little dots. The carbon paper actually makes the little dot on this paper. And then I can calculate the distance. I have the time to calculate the velocity and the acceleration. And you can work with a stopwatch. We know it's not that accurate, but it gives us a very good sense that we can work with. So let's see what happens here. We've got a mass, a trolley or something. We've got the ticker tape, and there it moves through the ticker. And this one will move that way. So you will see just now how the little dots are formed. So let's get the apparatus ready so that we can show this to you. I've got this mass, which is a trolley. I've got the ticker tape inserted there, and you'll see as the mass moves, it actually pulls the tape. I'm going to pull it back, and then I'm going to switch it on, and I'd like you to listen to the ticker timer actually working. and you hear faster and slower. That's the change in frequency. So let us see what the ticker tape looks like when we have the dots made already. This is one example. You just have to focus on the dots. Do you see? They are near to each other and then they are further apart. Just think a little bit. How did the trolley move? Did it move faster because the dots are further apart? I've got another one to show you. Can you see the dots are far apart and then they get nearer, which means it's moving slower. So this will be the kind of result that you'll have from your ticker tape experiment. Let's go and see how we'll do the calculations. So, we've got the ticker tape apparatus and we now heard the sound. Let's go and work out a few things with the data that we'll get. So we determine the time with a stopwatch. Time will be at a specific frequency, and you heard that little ticker, fast or slow, and it'll make a dot. And you will then measure the spaces with a ruler. You'll have to have a ruler to measure the spaces between the different dots. As soon as you've got the distance and you have the time, you know we can calculate the speed. I've got 3 ticker tape examples here. Can you see the dots are evenly spread? That indicates that it was at a constant speed. Can you see that this is near and then it gets a little bit further away? So it's actually accelerating. And this one is even further away. So it's much faster. So it's a greater acceleration. Now to the more challenging part of ticker tape. The ticker timer will have a set frequency. Now, frequency is measured in hertz. And you'll see that was a man's name. They actually named the unit to celebrate the work that Mr. Hertz did. And that means per second. Important, I'm going to rewrite that so that you see what I'm saying. The frequency is the number of intervals. What about that in 1 second? I have here a few dots in 1 second. So be careful that you distinguish between the frequency and the time, because this is 1 second. How many dots? So if the frequency is 50 hertz, the equation I use is the frequency is 1 over t, and t will be the period. And you know when you're in school, the period will be how long? What's the time of the period of the subject that you have? So if I've got 1 over t, I can calculate the frequency. Or I can get the time if I've got 1 over the frequency. So if this apparatus was set at 50 hertz, it's 1 over 50, which means there was 0.02 seconds before it made the second dot. So I know now that 0.2 seconds. That was 0.2 seconds. That was 0.2 seconds, and that was 0.2 seconds. It's not that difficult. You just have to think how and what do they ask and how do I get to my answer. Now they ask me how many dots with that specific frequency. I've got a different frequency here. The previous one was 50 hertz. Now I'm going to divide the one with 25. That was the time. So I now see it is 0.04 seconds. 0.04 0.04 seconds. Be careful that you first calculate the time from one dot to the other so that you know exactly how to apply the next formula. Right, so the period, as I said just now, is the time of one interval. One interval will be from this dot to the next dot. That is an interval. We measure that in seconds, and in this case, it is 0.02. And as explained to you just now, that is my interval, and that will be 0.02 seconds, depending on the frequency. So you will need to know, did they give me frequency? Then I can work out the time. That is 1 over the frequency. So that will be your challenge, to calculate the time from one interval to the second. Let's see what we have in front of us. I've got 2 ticker tapes. I've got one with dots very near to each other and then spreading out. And then I've got another one. If you have a look, you'll see they are far apart and then they're getting nearer. I'm going to give you 2 seconds to think. If this is moving that way and that way, which one is going faster and which one is going slower? Yes, this one is going faster. It's further apart. And this one is going slower. It's nearer. So the tape is moving through it and it is nearer to the previous dot. So it's going slower. Now, if you've got your ticker tape and you already have that piece of paper, you can then mark these, and it'll be very small dots, not as large as the ones I have. And you then indicate this is point A, this is point B, because that will be an interval. C, D, and you carry on to mark every dot. And after you mark the dots, you actually take your ruler and you measure the distance between A and B, between B and C, between C and D. Be careful that you work very accurate. Now, if you remember, that tape was very small units, so you probably measure in millimeters. You remember we did millimeters. And you will just write down in millimeters what is the distance from A to B, from B to C, from C to D, and all the intervals that you have. Do we work in millimeters? Well, the SI unit for distance is meters. So you need to go and calculate the meters. So 10 millimeters will be 10 times 10 to the power of minus 3, or you could say 10 divided by 1,000. And that would be in meters. So you now converted millimeters to meters. Quickly see if you can do all of them by dividing the millimeters with 1,000. I hope you did 1 or 2, because then this will be easy to get to the velocity. So they asked me, what is the velocity or the speed, because it's in the same direction. So if I have the distance, if I have the time, remember the ticker tape's frequency, I divided the one with the ticker tape frequency and I got the time. I can now, with the displacement or the distance and the time, I can now have an equation to work out the velocity. And I'm going to give you a few seconds to quickly do the velocity between A and B and C. Very accurate work, guys. You need to concentrate when you do this. Let's see what you got. If you divided that distance with 0.25, you should have got an answer of 0.04. And remember, it was meter over second, so it will be meter per second written like that. And now you see you've got the speed increasing. And that actually was indicated with the dots being further apart. So you've got different speed or velocity as you worked it out in your table. Let's do this one together. This one has further and then getting nearer. So you already know that it's not going faster, it's going slower. Firstly, you measure the distance between A and B. It was 25 millimeters, so it's 25 times 10 to the power of minus 3 to get it into meters. This one is 22 millimeters. You took it to meters. 18 millimeters, and you took it to meters. So you always have to go from millimeters to meters. As soon as you've done that, you took the hertz and you got the intervals time, and it's between A and B, 0.25 seconds. 0.25 seconds, and you will see this will always be the same. Have you asked yourself, why is this the same? Well, it's a set frequency. It is like it's set on 50 or it's set on 25 hertz. Again, let's divide the distance with the time. You are now working out the speed. Let us see if you can get the same answer as I did. 25 divided by that, 25 to the power of 10 to the minus 3, and you divided it with the time, and you got the speed as 0.1. 0.088. Do you see it's going slower? Always calculate and check your answer. Did you do it accurately? And then finally, see if you did actually add it into the right frame where it has to be. So your unit is meter per second. Right. You did in this lesson, you actually did average and instantaneous speed. And we'll get to, in our next lesson, to actual calculations where we are going to say, if I worked out that average, in the middle will be the instantaneous. We also applied the motion in the ticker tape apparatus. We showed you the apparatus, and we got the results with 2 of the tapes. And we calculated the velocity and the speed. And the main important thing that you have to remember, if I have millimeter, convert it to meter, convert the hertz to seconds, and if you divide those two, you get the speed and velocity. I hope you understand ticker tape. We'll do a few of the calculations in the next lesson. Thank you. Bye.